Right, hello everyone in the Virtual Racing Federation, Mexico, here in Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, of course. With the Otl Team League on this channel. A couple of drivers already on the circuit. We had a little delay today, but we managed to make it on time. Last week there wasn't a race. YouTube and it unfortunately wasn't broadcasted, but we are now back, so now we are looking at Julian as he's starting his hot lap. He's going through the main straight, really long drive into turn 1, which is already three corners, chicane, of course, into the second DRS straight on the track, into another chicane, even tighter than the first one, into first gear, now into this double apex corner, and now we are heading into the most technical section on the track as we are coming into the S's. Here you need a really good drive if you want a really good time during the qualifying, and we are going onto another straight, and we are heading now into the stadium section, into the hairpin. Now the closing stages of the lap, only 2 corners to go. Now the penultimate turn and the long entry onto the starting straight as Julian crosses the line, and it's 1:14.436 at the moment. Next one to cross the line would be Pleasant Ball, who goes fastest, and Ginger and Jure also are putting times on the board. So currently Pleasant Ball, of course, in gas racing, on provisional pole, 3 times ahead of Julian. Utah Sass in 5th, currently last. Is there anyone? There is Easy Boy on hot lap. He's in last sector, going into the stadium section. Oh, and he makes a mistake and he touches the wall and he spins. That's a quite dangerous place. There is one of the drivers going through this section of the track, but Timas, fortunately, no damage for him, but he was probably quite surprised when he saw the car going backwards, and so Timas currently in P5, and there is also Houseman on hot lap. He's going out of the stadium section, last corner, and he's crossing the line to take 6th position, just behind Timas, and he is crashing already, so he's not happy with his lap probably, or he just wants to retire. I don't know what is he doing. We've got also Libanov in sector 2, Ilitar Stan finishing his lap. He's in sector 3, he's on mediums, so Houseman retired, so he's fastest, currently the slowest one. We've got also Champ for the first time in this league, I think, currently in sector 1. Also Bjorn finishing the lap, but he invalidated his lap, so it won't be counted. So let's look at Champ as he's going through the second sector, but he invalidated his lap, so he has to go into the pits as it's 12 minutes to go in this session. And for example, Julian is going out of the garage for another hot lap. Let's see if Ball, maybe this time someone will be able to defeat Ball from his winning streak, as the gas racing driver is also already out on track. We've got also Lucky Racer and Yogurt on hot laps. Yogurt invalidated his laps, so we will follow Lucky Racer going in sector 2 into the S's. Good drive through there, and 56.6 after 2 sectors, and now only stadium section to go. And now on to the start finish straight. Lucky Racer goes, and he's crossing the line to take 8th position only for him. So now also Easy Boy and Alex both on hot laps, but there is also Ball and Julian on their second hot laps. Julian currently 3 tenths behind Ball, who is on provisional pole, and let's see if they can improve, as Julian is getting slipstream from it was Lucky Racer, I think, and he is improving, but not by much after first sector, and Ball isn't improving. So it's now all about Julian. Now through the S's. Don't make any mistakes, and onto the straight. And Julian is improving by nearly 3 tenths, so that could give him the provisional pole ahead of Ball, but Ball also is improving by 1 tenth. So Julian now on to start finish straight he goes, and can he take the lead from the Ball? No, he can't. He improved, but not by enough, and Ball makes a slight exit out of this turn, and he isn't improving, so but he still stays in first. So we're still Ball, Julian and Ginger in third, and he also won't improve as he invalidated his lap, but he's making another try to make a lap and close to the top 2, as it's Ball 1 tenth ahead of Julian, and then 6 tenths behind them is Ginger, so it's quite a big amount of time. Also Yura on hot lap, but he did the same thing as Ginger. Teammates in finishing sector 2, but he isn't improving. A little correct here on the exit. Lucky Racer has left, so let's hope that he will be back soon. And Teammat is going on to the start finish straight, and he's crossing the line, but he isn't improving. So he stays in 7th. Bjorn hot lap yet again. A quite nice livery for him. I like it. Eustace is also starting his hot lap. Let's see if Ginger can improve. He's improving by 2 tenths after 2 sectors, and he's crossing the line, and he's closer to the top 2, but it's still 3 tenths to Julian. Yura is also starting his hot lap, currently in 4th. Livanov also finishing his lap, but he's still in P12. Bjorn will do the same thing. He's looking for his first hot lap. he's now in the second sector. Still 3 drivers without the time, 7 minutes to go. Easy Boy, Yogurt and Bjorn. Bjorn, another invalidation. So that's not looking good for this driver. Teammate is coming into the pits, and we've got Champ looking for improvement. He made his time on softs, same as everyone besides Justasas at the moment. And that it rest. Oh, there was a spin. It's Bjorn on the exit of the last turn, but he still doesn't have time on the board. So currently Champ and Alex with mediums on their cars. Champ doesn't improve because he made his time earlier on soft, so that's gonna be difficult to improve. As he's half a second down on his previous best, as he's going through the stadium section and onto the starting straight, and he's coming into the pits. Alex also without improvement, and Plazenball is out on track for the last try to improve. 1:14.113 is currently the fastest lap of the session. We are still waiting for Julian, the main contender, to defeat Plazenball. Let's see if Alex can improve, but he invalidated his lap, so probably not. Easy Boy still trying to find his way to put any time on the board. Currently in 13th, but still Easy Boy, Yogurt and Bjorn without time. And we are now looking at Plazenball as he's just about to start his probably final hot lap. 4.5 minutes to go. And now, as Plazenball is starting his lap, so we'll follow him. If he still can improve. Braking into first corner. Oh, and that's surely gonna be invalidation, and so that's already a ruined lap. But don't worry, he still has got 4 minutes to go. And Ginger is also out for his last hot lap. Same as Ilterstan and Jure. Plazenball's teammate is on his hot lap, and he's going clean through the first few corners. Now he will get a slipstream from the driver ahead. It was Ginger. Now into the second chicane goes Jure. He's improving by 1/10 after first sector, and now into the SSO and another invalidation. So no one of the gas racing drivers will improve. We are now waiting for Julian and Ginger. Ginger is closer to start his lap. Julian is a little bit further, but now as Ginger is going through the stadium section, Plazenball has also started another hot lap. Justasas up in... no, it wasn't Justasas. Someone improved. It was Teammates, I think. Plazenball is finishing the first sector, and let's see if he can improve. No, he can't. After first sector, a little bit 8/100ths of a second down on his previous best, and Ginger goes wide on the exit of this chicane, so he probably lost some time here, but he's still improving. Also Julian is just about to start his hot lap. Plazenball is now finishing the second sector, and he's improving by 40 100th of a second. And now through stadium section he goes. He needs a good drive through the last sector for sure. Can he improve? Yes, he can, by nearly 1/10 of a second. And so that's the end of qualifying for him. Now we are waiting for Ginger and Julian, of course, as Ginger is just about to cross the line. But the question is, he's too slow, so he lost much time, but he's going with another lap. So now Jure is up into third, so he overtook Ginger actually. Justus also is looking for improvement, same as Julian, as he's improving by 4/100th of a second. And after 2 sectors his improvement is over 1/10 of a second, but that's still not enough to overtake Plazenball and to take the pole position here in Mexico, as Julian is now crossing the line and he takes the pole position from Plazenball. Fantastic result for Julian, nearly 2 times faster than gas racing drivers, so really good stuff for him, as Julian takes the pole position. But we still can't say it because it's still not over yet. It's still half minute to go. Julian has retired. Ginger and Jure will surely start another hot laps. Let's see if they can improve. Julian has retired, so he won't improve. So it's now all about Jure and Ginger. There is also Champ and Alex still looking for improvement, but Champ, his improvement isn't enough to put himself up into first row. So Champ goes 8th fastest, and Alex, can he improve his position? No, he can't, unfortunately. So we are still waiting for Libanov, as he's also going on to the start finish straight, and Libanov stays 14th. And Lucky Racer, he is improving, but is it gonna be enough? Yes, P11 for him. And so it's now only for all about 2 drivers, Justasas and Ginger. Justasas is closer, but he invalidated his lap, so we are now waiting only for Ginger, as he's improving by 4/10 of a second after 2 sectors. So it may be even P2 for him, but he needs a good drive through the last sector. Now he's going on to the starting straight, and can he take the pole position here? No! 2nd place, but it's still a very good result for Ginger. Front row for him, and that means that Plazenball will start this race from P3. So we won't have him in the on the front row, and so Julian and Ginger only 6/100ths of a second separating them. Then we've got Plazenball and Jure in 2nd row, so both gas racing in 2nd row. Then Justasas and Yogurt, Timats and Champ, Illiter Sun and Alex, Lucky Racer and Houseman, Isye Boy and Libanov, and Bjorn didn't manage to set a time in this session. So as now we are waiting for the lights to go green, and we are waiting for the race here in Mexico. No rain currently, but it's quite cloudy, so maybe in the closing stages of the race we will see some rain. So we are waiting for the drivers to check their strategies, and it's 5 seconds to go. And so now we should start the formation lap. Hi Luke. And yes, so are we starting or maybe no? We have to wait a little bit longer. But I can see that, for example, Brett, Jordi, Mikulitsi and Navgomeister have joined. So we've got a little bit more drivers on the grid for the race. 19 drivers. And we are still waiting, and we got a migrating host, and what a carnage. It's probably Julian who is standing sideways, and some drivers have started, some drivers no. I think that we've got an error, but some drivers are actually... Litterstone has got disqualified, parked in a dangerous location. Okay, so we have a restart, and now we have to wait for another session, probably. But I will stay here. So sorry for the delay, but we probably will have a restart, or actually no restart. Okay, so we've got a restart. And we should start in a minute. And we have got some drivers in the pit lane, so I don't know what is happening with F1 today. So everyone has got disqualified. Okay, so I can see we got a restart. So we have to wait a little bit longer for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix. So I'm waiting for an invite. Hopefully this time we will go racing and nothing will disturb to us. So we're still waiting, unfortunately. Okay, I've got the invite, so we should start soon as possible, of course. And yes, so I can see 15 drivers in the lobby currently. And we want to go as fast as possible. Sorry for this delay, but it's just another error with F1 2019. And we've got, of course, the race. It's gonna take a while to set the grid positions, of course, to start as the qualifying ended. Um, 16 drivers currently. There were 19 at the start of the previous race, so there is still probably not everyone in the session, and we have to wait. That's gonna be a long live stream. Hopefully we will start today. But yeah, what can I say? I can say nothing, because we have to wait. 18 drivers, so we're probably still waiting for someone. everything is of course same as it was in the race before, so we are now still waiting. Oh, and it looks like we are going 20 seconds and we should, but only should start. Hopefully this time without any errors, and we will be able to make it. And so now we are moving of course into Mexico again to hopefully start the race in Otl League. We are of course heading into the closing stages of the season, so we will be crowning the new champion, the first champion actually of this league soon. It's one of the last races, Mexican Grand Prix, so it's only a few rounds to go. And so here we go. Hopefully this time we will be able to start. Now the very important moment. Can we finally go? Hopefully yes. And there we go. We are all on the start. And there we go. Are everyone on the same tires? Probably yes. Top 10 of course on softs. Then we've got Houseman on mediums, Easy Boy, Libanov and Bjorn all on softs, Jordi the only man on hards, and Mikolitsi and Navgomeister at the back of the grid on mediums. Yes, so Julian of course on pole position, behind him Ginger. Whoa, Houseman with going sliding actually. Oh, that's a nice camera angle. So Julian of course on pole, Ginger in second, then we've got Plazenball in third. I don't know if it's the first time when the Gazoo Racing driver is outside of the top 2 in qualifying. Patrick has joined, but unfortunately he won't take part in the race. It's too late. And then we've got of course Yura in 4th position. So both Gazoo Racing in 2nd row. And so as we are now waiting for the drivers to go onto their start spots, and we will be able to start the Mexican Grand Prix. Here in Otl League. So drivers are lining up. And now Julian or Ginger, Plazenball or Hure. We will see who is gonna be the first one into turn 1. It's a very long drive into the first corner, and we've got red lights. 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go. Good start for Julian. It looks like a much better start for this driver. Is already Plazenball just behind him. Champ is gaining many positions. Ginger, very poor start for him. Plazenball already ahead of Julian. They are going 3 wide into turn 1. Julian maintains his position, but now Eustace is trying to make a move on Pleasant Ball down inside, but Pleasant Ball stays second, and we've got the yellow flag. There was some carnage there in the first corners. A really bad start for Ginger, down in 9th. Pleasant Ball still trying to make a move on Julian, but Julian defends brilliantly and he stays in first. And so Pleasant Ball in second, Eustace in third. Then we've got Timas, Lucky Racer, Alex, Easy Boy, Bjorn, Ginger, Jure only 13th. Actually, he lost many positions. Ilterstan overtakes Champ to take P15. Pleasant Ball still trying to overtake Julian to take first position. Very good start for him from the second row. Easy Boy made a mistake and he's losing positions and he is out of the track and he's now down in last position, of course, as they're heading into the stadium section. And we are now done with the first lap out of 36. Lucky Racer overtook Timat, same as Alex. Timat lost 2 positions. Julian, of course, with the fastest lap of the race. There is also Bjorn going side by side with Timat. He has got the slipstream behind Alex. Alex is going onto the grass as he's fighting with Lucky Racer. They're going 4 wide into turn 1. It's gonna be Alex with the inside line, but it's not enough for him to take these positions. Lucky Racer comes out on top in this battle. Timas has got damage, so it's Lucky Racer ahead of Alex. Bjorn fighting with Timas. There is still Ginger trying to gain his positions that he lost on the start of the race. As now Timat is struggling with his damaged front wing. He already has got a 3-second time penalty. Lipanov close to Jure. They go side by side into this turn, but Jure with the inside line is able to get in front of the Slovak. As there is also Mikulici fighting with Timat and Navgmeister. Navgmeister maybe around the outside into the stadium section, but no. Timat he has got damage and Mikulici tries to make a move, but he gets a touch from behind from Navgmeister, and he also touches the Timat, and Timat gets another contact and he's losing many positions. He's down in the penultimate position. He now has to pit. His damage is really big. And yes, he's coming into the pits. Litterston is fighting with Jordi. There is also Alex and Ginger. Ginger already up into P5 after his disastrous start. And he's now already at the back of Lucky Racer. Also Pleasant Ball managed to overtake Julian, and it's now the Gas Racing in front. So back to normality. And the Ginger is trying to stop Alex and Bjorn behind him, but Ginger has a pace, but his start was very bad and he's now losing quite a big amount of time to the top drivers. He has got Lucky Racer on his way, and Timas has made a mistake in the second corner and he has got already a damaged front wing as he's coming out of the pits and he's crashing, so that's probably the end of the race for him. Julian will be trying to gain his position. Dires is of course enabled already. He's gaining, but is he gonna be close enough to attack the Gas Racing into turn 1 around the outside? No, he's too far, so he stays behind. Also Ginger finally overtook Lucky Racer and he's now in P4 and he's now charging Eustace for the podium position. Also Navgmeister overtakes Libanov, and Julian is close enough, still stays behind Pleasant Ball. Also Bjorn overtakes Alex to take P6. And Libanov stays behind Jure. Ilterstad of course trying to overtake Hausman, but Hausman tries to defend. Hausman has got damage, but he has got also the inside line into this turn, and Ilterstan it looks like, but he's still fighting. They're still going side by side. Ilterstan has got the inside line, but Hausman around the outside with the better traction, and he stays ahead. Julian, another time they are going on to the starting straight, lap 5, and now Julian opens the DRS. but it looks like Pleasant Ball is faster. Ginger with the fastest lap of the race. We got yellow flag in sector 1, it's teammates who is retiring. And Pleasant Ball defends the inside line, so Julian is trying to make a move around the outside, but not quite. But maybe with the better exit out of this turn, Julian will be able to attack Pleasant Ball into turn 4. Pleasant Ball covers the inside, so Julian goes around the outside, but no, Pleasant Ball defends once again. There is also Lucky Racer trying to defend his position from Alex as he's trying to make a lunge into turn 4, but Alex stays in front. Also, Navgomeister is losing place to Jure, and Libanov is fighting with Champ, and unfortunately Champ is overtaking him. So Navgomeister lost a position to Jure. Jure also a very bad start. He was down in 14th, but fortunately now he is trying to recover his position. But he lost quite a lot of time. Julian again going on to starting straight behind Pleasant Ball. Mikulici overtakes Lucky Racer to take P7. He's closing, but it's again not enough to probably attack Pleasant Ball, but maybe this time he gets the inside line. They touched, but Julian this time has got the inside line, so it may be this lap, this occasion. Yes, it is. Julian is in front, and Pleasant Ball without DRS is now under pressure from Justasas. As Justasas behind, but he doesn't do anything stupid, and he stays in third. Libanov with the penalty. Mikulici also close to Lucky Racer, but it looks like he will stay behind him. And Navgomeister of course stays behind Jure. Let's see on tires. 5 laps on these softs. We are closing to the pit window to open for the soft runners. Justas with the penalty. Also Alex is losing positions. What has happened? He spun and he was going backwards and he's down in 14th. Unfortunately for him, he was in top 10 and now he's left many seconds behind. Also Hausman is fighting with Easy Boy for the penultimate position. Also in top 3 there is a battle between Pleasant Ball and Julian. Pleasant Ball touches the back of Julian and he spins. And he's gonna lose much time. He has already lost the position to Justas and Ginger, and Bjorn is also closing, but he made a mistake in turn 1. So Pleasant Ball down in 4th after he touched the back of Julian. So it's now a little bit worse situation for the Pleasant Ball in terms of this race. Lucky Racer still close to Mikulici. Mikulici actually overtook him because Mikulici now has got faster tires as he's going on mediums, and these mediums are probably already working better than these softs. So Mikulici actually 10 positions up already, Bjorn 9 positions up, Justas has 3 positions up, so that's also a good effort for him. This is yellow flag sector 2, it is Jordi, unfortunately, going in P13, and another mistake that's not gonna help him. Pleasant Ball in the pits. Pleasant Ball in the pits, so he's trying to make an undercut on the front runners, and he's going on to onto hards, so he's gonna try to go to the end on this set. Also Lucky Racer in the pits. Mikulici overtakes Bjorn to take P4, so Mikulici up another position. And Ginger, it looks like he's closing to Justasas, but Julian still can't get away from Justasas, so still these top 2 going quite close to each other. Also Navgomeister is fighting with Jure. There was some contact between them, and they are going side by side, but it's gonna be probably Navgomeister in the Pertamina in front. Yes, it is. but Jure loses another position to Champ. Champ really brave move into the S's. So Jure down in 8th. And so as Champ is also trying to make a move on Navgomeister, Navgomeister has got mediums, so he should be faster than Champ, Jure and Libenov. But they will still have DRS. And so no one is close enough to attack probably into turn 1. Alex with the penalty. So no one attacks here. Champ is quite close. So maybe in the second DRS straight, Navgomeister makes a mistake on the exit. So Champ with the DRS, he's closing, but is he close enough? He pulls out to take the outside line on Navgomeister. And now he's got the inside into the next turn, and it looks like Champ is in front, but Navgomeister still doesn't give up, and around the outside he tries to maintain his position, and he probably does it. He still has got the inside line, but Champ still going side by side. It's really hard to say who's gonna be in front. Still side by side through the entire S's. There was a contact, but Navgomeister still stays in front. There's also Bjorn making mistake. And he joined this battle as Navgomeister still going side by side with Champ. But no, Navgomeister already in front, but still can't quite do it. Navgomeister now losing 2 positions because Jure is also overtaking him. But no, there was a contact, and Navgomeister has spun. He got spun by Jure, I think, on the exit, and he's now waiting. He has to let Plasmaball by. As Ginger is in the pits, and there is another spin. It's Bjorn on the starting straight, and Navgomeister is also in the pits to change his front. We've got a virtual safety car. Bjorn is out of the session. What is going on? So many things happening. Julian still leading this race. Jure and Champ in P4 and P5. So Navgomeister down in 12th. Unfortunately for him, that contact will be probably judged by the stewards after the race. As now we are waiting for the VSC to end. Iseboy also got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and I don't know why he's waiting for his mechanics. Oh, actually, he's already after his pit stop. And there is also Julian and Justasas in the pits. That's an ideal situation for them, as VSC has already ended, but Mikulici stays on track. He has got medium, so he can go a little bit longer. And are they gonna go ahead of Champ? I think so, but that's gonna be close, as Champ is already passing Justasas, and he's now really close to Julian, as he's still closing, but he's not close enough, or maybe he's making a lunge, but Julian stays in front. Libenov also fighting with Justasas for P5, and now a little bit slide on the exit, and that's gonna cost him a position. So Justasas up into 5th. Also Julian managed to stay in front of both Champ and Jure. Also Lucky Racer overtakes Jordi, and Alex overtakes Houseman, or maybe no, because Houseman has got the inside line, and they are still going side by side through the entire three first turns, still side by side. It's Alex with the DRS. Houseman tries to defend the inside line, but he can't quite do it, and Alex now on the inside. There was a contact. And now Alex makes a switchback, and down the inside he should be now in front, Houseman off the track, but it's Alex now in front. Justasas overtook Jure, as Justasas has got fresher tires, so he will be now gaining also on Champ. Libenov in the pits, so he's making an undercut on both Jure and Champ, as Justasas is closing in on Champ. but it's still too far for him to make a move. Also Ginger overtook Jure to take p5. Maybe now Eustace is really close to jump. He takes the outside line, or maybe inside. There was a very good overtaking maneuver, and Eustace is up into third. So he's already now back behind Julian and into the fight for the victory, as Mikulicki, who is currently leading, still has a gap to beat. Jordi close to Laggy Racer, but we will focus on Ginger versus Champ, as Ginger has got fresh hearts and he's now pushing to overtake Eustace, but now he's overtaking Champ, of course, to take p4. Ginger, after a disastrous start, back into top. He's still behind Eustace, but that's only the question of time, as he will probably already have the DRS. Yes, he has. Down this straight, Jure in the pits. Champ still stays on track, and he's now under pressure from Plausible, who made a mistake and he hit the back of Julian's car, and now he makes a move down the inside on Champ, and the gas racing driver is up into p5. Also Ginger close to Eustace, but not close enough to attack. Jordi and Laggy Racer still fighting, as they are now going out of turn 3, and it's gonna be Jordi in front. Jordi still has got the DRS, but Laggy Racer has got slipstream, but that's not enough. Also Jure came out of the pits down in 14th, so he has to again gain these positions, and he has got some traffic to clear ahead of him. The first one is Navgomeister, but he's too far to attack him. Maybe now into this turn, but no, he stays behind Pertamina. And Ginger with another try to make a move on Eustace. That's currently the top 4, going quite close. Plausible managed to close the gap to the top 3 after his mistake. So he's now only 2 seconds behind Ginger. Champ in the pits meanwhile. He's fitting hard, so that's probably gonna be the stint to the end. Many penalties for the drivers. But yeah, Ginger still behind Eustace. Laggy Racer also still fighting with Jordi. Maybe, and Laggy Racer makes a lunge into turn 4, but that wasn't enough. Or maybe now around the outside, Jordi gets a penalty for corner cutting, and Laggy Racer still stays behind. Navgomeister also switching places with Champ, but Champ now has got the inside line, so he may stay in front. He has got fresher tires, and now with the inside line overtakes the Pertamina. And Jure can't quite do it, as Pertamina is defending really hard, and so Jure still behind Navgomeister. Also we've got a switch. Ginger finally overtakes Eustace to take p3, and Ginger is back into podium position. So in theory he's back where he started, because when Mikulicki pits, he will be back in P2. So he has got the pace to fight with Julian, to fight for the victory. There is also Plausible still gaining on this group. Also Laggy Racer trying to make a move on Jordi down the inside. They touched again, and it looks like Laggy Racer this time will be able to stay in front. And yes, it is. So Jordi now behind. But now, whoa! Jordi wanted to make a move in the S's, and he paid a very big price for this, as he spun and he's now losing time, and he lost also place to Ilterstan, and there is a houseman closing in on him, but he's too far still, and so there is also one of the drivers, it's Libanov, who made a mistake in sector 2 before the S. Oh, and another mistake for him, another spin, unfortunately. Libanov in P14, and he's really struggling, so that's probably the end of the race for the Slovak, unfortunately. And Ginger is already really close to Julian. He closed the gap to literally nothing, and probably we'll see a move on the starting straight, or maybe no, because we've got a VSC as Navgomeister got overtaken by Jure, and so Ginger stays behind Julian, and that's quite a good time for Mikulicki to pit for hards, but he doesn't do it. He stays out, and he will be trying to fit softs for the last stint. Libanov also in the pits, so he's still fighting. He's changing his front wing. We are now waiting for the virtual safety car to go out. We've got Laggy Racer in the pits, so he's gonna probably fit the hards or maybe mediums. Now I can see hards, so that's hards for Laggy Racer, and we go racing again, and Julian, Ginger and Justasas are already fighting for P2. But it's actually the fight for victory, because when Mikulicki pits, and they will all be fighting for P1. There is also still Plazenball really close to them, and he's watching this battle, so any mistake and he's gonna gain a position here. Also Houseman overtakes Jordi, sorry. Jordi around the outside into turn 4, and Jordi may still lose a position to Champ as he goes down the inside, and he tries to make a move, but they are going now into the S's, and it looks like Houseman will stay in front, and Champ around the outside through the S's tries to overtake Jordi, and he does it as we've got the full safety car. And Mikulicki, it's too late for him to pit, so he'll probably stay for a little bit longer, and he's gonna try to fit the softs for the last stint. And same does Isieboy. So currently Mikulicki, then got Julian and Ginger. That's your podium at the moment. Mikulicki still has a gap to pit. Ginger of course closing the podium. Justasas good drive to this time for P4 for him. Then Plazenball, who probably will be counting on gaining some positions on the restart. Then we've got Ilterstan, Houseman, Jordi, Jure, Navgomeister, Champ, all on fresh soft mediums. Also Alex, Laggy Racer and Isieboy. So pretty much everyone on fresh rubber. Mikulicki is coming into the pits. Let's see if Julian will follow. Yes, he is. So Julian follows, same as Ginger, Justasas and Plazenball does the same thing. So they... Oh, and Mikulicki feeds the softs. That's quite a brave move, as Julian feeds the mediums, same does Plazenball probably. Yes. So only Mikulicki on softs and only Ilterstan on hards, as we are now halfway through the race. So I don't know if these softs will last to the end, but we will see. but Mikulici will have a very difficult job to go to the end on these tires. Libanov has left, unfortunately. Penalty, Ginger, oh! 1, 2, 3, 4 penalties for him, unfortunately. Justasas with 3 penalties. Yes, 3 penalties, or... Yes, 3 penalties. And Plazenball with 1 penalty. Then Eliter Stan without any penalties. Houseman also without penalties. Only 1 warning. Jordi with 2 penalties. Jure without any penalties. And Navgomeister with 2 penalties. So yes, we are going for yet another lap, and we've got Mikulici in the pits. And he's now changing probably onto mediums. Yes, he is. Unfortunately, this mistake in changing tires may cost him even the victory. But he had to use other tires than softs. So he used the softs for 1 and only lap, and he's now coming back on track ahead of Navkomeister. So down in P9 is Mikulici, and he will be now counting on getting past everyone, as he has got the freshest tires out of everyone, and it's still gonna be 16 laps to go after safety car comes in, probably in this lap. And so it's now Julian back on top, as he's now leading the pack. And let's see if a safety car comes in. Yes, it is. So we go racing again. 16 laps to go. Julian, Ginger and Eustace, as they three were fighting before the safety car for the second position. Now they will be fighting for the victory, but they have to watch out because Plazenball is even closer. And so we will see on the restart. Julian, of course, leads the pack. And Jure with the 5-second time penalty for collision with Jordi, sorry, I don't know what is happening to me today. Yes, so Julian is speeding up again, and we go racing again. There is also Ginger already under pressure from Justasas. He's really close. Julian, unfortunately, without the slipstream, and he's now in the worst possible occasion because they are going 3 wide. But Julian with the inside line will probably stay in the lead. Justasas is probably gonna get the second place, as he now has got the inside line on Ginger. But now they are still going side by side, and how is it gonna end up? Ginger is trying to force Justasas going onto the grass, but Justasas is still fighting. He doesn't give up, and they are still going side by side throughout the entire chicane. Now into turns 6 and 7, still side by side. Into the aces they go. Justasas around the outside, and he makes it stick, and he gets in front of Ginger. Up into P2 goes Justasas, but behind them Plazenball was really close. Also Mikulici close to Jure, but not close enough to attack. Ginger will probably look for fight back on Justasas on the starting straight. Currently no DRS. Also Plazenball closed this group. It's still not all over yet. Yellow flag sector 3. It was probably Easy Boy. Yes, it was Easy Boy. Yes, so Plazenball closing in on Ginger, but we've got the VSC again. The first VSC, as Easy Boy is retiring from the session. So we've got the VSC, and Plazenball couldn't quite overtake Ginger. and Lucky Racer with another penalty. And as we go racing again, and Julian leads Eustace's Ginger and Plasma Ball. This group will be fighting to the end. Probably the closest one to overtake is Plasma Ball on Ginger, as they are going into the stadium section. Maybe now, no, Plasma Ball didn't want to risk, but maybe now Ginger makes a mistake, and Plasma Ball wanted to gain on him, but he couldn't quite do it as Ginger defended. But now they are going onto the starting straight. The DRS enabled, of course, but it's still not gonna be in use on this straight. But Ginger is now under pressure for possible, as he has got a slipstream, but is it gonna be enough? Can Plasma Ball make a lunge into turn 1 and overtake Ginger for P3? Not quite. Ginger stays in front. Also Hausman overtook Ilterstan to take P5, and so Ginger stays ahead of Plasma Ball. They start fighting. The top two is getting away. They are nearly a second ahead of Ginger. And so, oh, Plasma Ball makes a mistake on the entry of the S's, and he's now gonna lose some time to Ginger. So Ginger now can take a deeper breath, as Jure is fighting with Iliterstan. They are going side by side into the stadium section. There are two battles actually, because there is also Mikulici fighting with Champ, trying to get his position back. As now he get past Champ, take P8, and he's now behind Ilderstan and Jure in the top. Everyone are too far behind each other, but maybe Eustace is really closing really fast to Julian, but that still wasn't enough. Ilderstan is trying to make a move on Jure, but Jure has got the inside line, so he may still stay in front. He gets a better traction through these first corners, and so Navgomeister no, sorry, it's Iliterstan is losing some positions on the exit of these turns. Navgomeister fighting with Mikulici. He has got the inside line, but now Mikulici still going side by side with him. But it's Navgomeister who comes out on top in this battle. Plasma Ball still behind Ginger. They closed to the top two, but it's still not enough to get past. Also Mikulici still close to Navgomeister, trying to make a move. Behind him is of course Champ, still counting on any mistakes. Julian with the fastest lap of the race, but Plasma Ball goes fastest, goes even faster. And so let's look at them, as Ginger is closing in on Eustace, but with everyone with the slipstream and DRS, it's not gonna be possible to overtake anyone here. Champ close to Mikulici. Can he do it now? Not quite, not here. As Ginger is really close to Eustace now. Can he make a lunge into turn 4? No. But they still will be fighting. But not quite. Alex overtakes Jordi to take P11. Ilofrak in sector 1. Oh, that was a contact, and Ginger hits the wall, and he has got damage on his front wing, but he also nearly collected Plasma Ball on his way into the S's, but fortunately for him, probably no damage made. And so Ginger, really unfortunately race, a very poor start, then a good recovery, and now this happens, as he's now getting probably overtaken by Jure. So very unfortunate for him, as he has got the pace to maybe even win this race, but it's just not enough, as it comes to the mistakes. So Ginger now in the pits, and Justus takes the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix, but not for a long time, as Julian is now retaking his position. But Justus still doesn't give up, as he has got this DRS through the straight, and he has got the outside line. Is it gonna be enough for him to take the lead of this race? Yes, it is. So Justus takes the lead from Julian in the Mexican Grand Prix. Plazenball isn't able to close to them, as also Champ gets a position on Navgomeister, but Navgomeister now fights back, as Champ has got a very poor exit, and now they are going really close into the S's. Champ really late braking, and Lucky Racer and Jordi also in the pits, and Ginger is standing in the middle of the track, probably so frustrated, and that's probably the end of the race for him. Julian is also trying to get his lead back from Justus. He has got the slipstream, has got the DRS. He pulls out to take the inside line. Justus doesn't defend, and Julian retakes his lead. And now he's in front. Also Champ closing in on Navgomeister around the outside into turn 1, but Navgomeister defends his position, and it looks like Navgomeister will stay in front. Ginger has retired, unfortunately for him, so it's only 12 drivers in this race, and we've got another VSC. So I'm gonna check the comments quickly. Welcome, Croin. Unfortunate race, yeah, but we still have got 9 laps to go in this race. We've got a VSC, and the battle for the top 3 positions will be very, very hot and interesting. DRS is back enabled. We go racing again. I don't know why Justus is ghosting. Oh, he probably left the session or something, but his ghost is still in, so that means that Plazenball takes the 2nd place, and Justus is left stranded with his ghost. Fortunately, he has quite a big gap to Houseman, so hopefully he can come back to the session. Champ is also closing on Navgomeister, and he makes a lunge to take out the outside line, but now they touched, and Champ nearly spun, but fortunately he managed to stay on track, but he has got damage on his front wing, so that's gonna be a difficult 9 last laps for F1 Champ. As we've got also a battle at the back of the grid. Jordi is fighting with Laggy. Jordi has got softs, so he's probably counting on gaining the fastest lap of the race. He pulls out to take the inside line on Laggy Racer, and he takes this 11th place. We've got Justus in the pits. So unfortunately, this ghost isn't gonna finish in the points. And also Plazenball takes the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix with the DRS. He overtakes, and he's waving with his rear wing, and Lucky Racer has also spun here. And so Plazenball takes the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix, and Julian is down in 2nd again, and probably this will be a very, very interesting battle to the end. 7 laps to go. Ilterstan closing on Champ. Champ has got damage. Justus is currently in P9. His ghost actually in P9, but actually 30 seconds of advantage on Alex so it's still maybe 1 or 2 points for Justasas, but that's not 18 or 25. So that's so unfortunate for this driver. And Julian is now gaining on Pleasant Ball. Can he do it now into turn 1? He takes the outside line, and it looks like it's gonna be enough. Yes, it is. It is enough, and Julian retakes his lead in this race, and Pleasant Ball isn't able to attack Julian into turn 4. So Julian back on top, but they will be fighting to the end, to the checkered flag. Pleasant Ball was very lucky that he wasn't collected by Ginger, and he was also very lucky that the safety car led him close to the leading pack after his mistake and touching the back of Ginger. And so as they are now going onto the start finish straight to start the 31st lap, Jordi with the fastest lap of the race currently, and now Pleasant Ball will be gaining on Julian massively as he has got the DRS, and now he pulls out to take the inside line, and it's gonna be a really easy move for Pleasant Ball. Or maybe no, as they touched and Julian cuts the corner completely, and so that means that Julian will stay in front, but he has to give the position back probably. And so Pleasant Ball retakes the lead as Julian cut the corner and probably got a warning for this. Europe with the 3-second time penalty. We had a yellow flag for a moment. We got another time. It was probably Eliter Stan who was fighting with Champ and Navgmeister. As we got also Mikulici fighting with Jure for P4. But let's switch to the battle for P1 as Julian and Pleasant Ball are fighting once again. They are fighting, I don't know which race is it when they are fighting for victory, as Julian gives a little touch from behind for Pleasant Ball, and they are now going for the 32nd time onto the starting straight. It's only 5 full laps to go. Maybe 4 full laps, but 5 laps in theory. And now Julian takes the outside line again, but this time it isn't enough to overtake Pleasant Ball. But he still has got the second DRS straight, but it looks like Pleasant Ball had a better exit out of this turn. We've got the yellow flag. It's Lucky Racer who is waiting on the entry of the pits. Also Champ is fighting with Navgmeister. They are fighting really hard. There was many contacts, and Navgmeister is still behind Champ, but it's Champ with the DRS. So Champ stays ahead. Yes, he stays ahead. Or maybe no, because Navgmeister makes a lunge into turn 5, and so Navgmeister retakes the 6th position as they are going into the S's. Champ will stay behind, and we still have got yellow flag in sector 3. As Julian and Pleasant Ball still fighting onto the starting straight. Julian is close, but is it gonna be this time that he's gonna retake his lead? Pleasant Ball defends, Julian on the outside again, and Pleasant Ball still stays ahead. So Pleasant Ball still in the first position. But Julian won't give up that easy. It's still 3 occasions at least for him to take this victory and finally defeat Pleasant Ball in terms of winning the race. Jordi has retired, so that's only 10 drivers still in the race. 7 already out. Probably a mistake on the exit of the S's. Jure is also close to Hausman, so that's not all over yet in terms of the podium positions. Also Plazenball and Julian are going to start the 34th lap of the Mexican Grand Prix. Julian is closing yet another time, and he's yet another time going onto the outside line. And now the exit is really important here, but Plazenball again is running away, and Julian probably that won't be enough to attack. Yes, and he stays behind. And Jure overtook Hausman, so Jure up into 3rd position, and Hausman is now under pressure from Mikulitsi, so he may lose another position here. Jump also with the penalty. I'm gonna check the penalties of the top 2. Plazenball one and only penalty, but he has many warnings. Same as Julian, and Julian has got Plazenball has got more penalties than more warnings than Julian, so Plazenball is closer to penalty than Julian. So if Julian can not making any mistakes and Plazenball will make one, it's gonna be Julian. But it's of course much better to overtake someone on track than in terms of penalties. Still 2 laps to go, and this time Julian still stays behind. We will have one more lap in this race. Mikulitsi overtakes Hausman to take P4. And Champ is still trying to make a move on Navgomeister, but not here. Julian stays behind Plazenball for the last lap. Will be crucial because Julian is gonna throw everything at Plazenball only to overtake him. As they are going through the S's, I'm gonna check who has got more ERS. Plazenball is very low on ERS. Julian has got half of the ERS, so Julian will be pushing as they are now coming on the starting straight for the last one time to start the last lap of the Mexican Grand Prix. Plazenball or Julian? Julian or Plazenball? Julian is closing. He's throwing everything at Plazenball. He takes the inside line, and is it gonna be this moment when Julian takes the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix? They are still fighting, still side by side through these corners, and Julian gets on top of Plazenball, and it looks like Julian will win the Mexican Grand Prix here in own team league. Julian already really far from Plazenball. He's now going. He's now flying only to win this race. Now no mistakes, and it should be done. Iliterstan meanwhile also in the pit lane. Julian or Plazenball. No penalties for Julian, and Julian will finally win a Grand Prix here in this league. One last sector to go for him. He waited and he got what he deserved, I think. Really nice confetti for him, of course, as always here in Mexico, and Julian finally wins the Mexican Grand Prix. Second place will belong to Plazenball, who goes backwards onto the finish, and Jure goes right into his teammate to actually Hausman takes the 3rd position. Jure finishes in 4th, and 5th place belongs to Mikulitsi. Then we've got Navgomeister and Champ. Iliterstan, Alex and Justasas as a ghost still gets 1 single point. What a race that was. Julian finally and yes, finally defeated Ball on his way. So who has got the fastest lap? Fastest lap belongs to Jordi, who didn't finish the race, but yes, so Julian finally on top. As we are now waiting for Alex, who rounds the final corner to finish the Mexican Grand Prix in own team league. Right, so here are our podium finishers. So Julian with another victory, this time in Mexico. Very good race, very exciting race, very many good battles, and I think I enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoyed it too. So that's the official standings. Of course, Julian ahead of Ball, ahead of Hausman, then Jure, Mikulici, Navgomeister, Champ, Ilterstan, Alex and Justasas closes the top 10 and is the last one to finish the race. Then we've got, of course, Jordi, Racer, Lucky Racer, Ginger, Isya Boy, Libanov, Bjorn and teammates all didn't finish. So yes, so that's all from me today. My name is Gniewko and see you next week here in Own Team League.